G'day, Lindsay. Yeah, doing very well, thank you. It's great to be back for yet another Tier 2 race, and no better place to get a cracking race than here at Silverstone. So very much looking forward to what's about to unfold. Yeah, obviously plenty of drivers in the championship fight at the moment, and yeah, it'll be very interesting to see how they go today. It's every race at this point as we get towards the closing stages of the season gets more and more important, and obviously Hudman, who's in the race today, is still our championship leader, and but he's got a few drivers hot on his heels. Kizzy, Sparks, and Zonix in particular, sort of sitting around that 20-point mark behind Hudman, and as we've seen before, one race can really change the whole complexion of the championship. So we'll see if anything like that happens today. Yeah, absolutely. So, and one of the main things I'm looking forward to is seeing how much faster all these drivers are than they were in their evaluation. So that's going to be an interesting one. Yeah, exactly. I would love to. And Frosty, unfortunately, had that P2 taken away from him last week. It was a fantastic second half of the race that he had, and yeah, unfortunately for him, that's another result that hasn't quite gone his way, and he's pulled out of this lap already. So he's had a quick. Not sure exactly what happened to him. He just decided to pull out, but yeah, we'll have a look at Kizzy in the McLaren. He's second in the championship, and he will be looking to knock out this qualifying session here as he's making his way through the first sector. And one thing we've seen about from Kizzy is he's had some fantastic driving consistency besides that moment he had last week in Bahrain where I'm still not sure if we knew what happened to him, but he just went straight off the track and into the wall, and unfortunately didn't finish that race. He goes wide, keeps the lap going though. But besides that little moment, he's been pretty flawless, although he hasn't probably had the fastest pace of the drivers. That consistency's really helped him. And this lap, probably not his best so far, but it is a banker, so you won't be too worried about that. And now making his way through the final set of corners, there's a car off the track there, just keeping out of the way, and now towards the Vale chicane, Noah goes fastest, the 1:27.0, and we'll see what Kizzy can do. I think it might be a little bit faster. Yes, it is. It's a 1:26.8, so we'll be looking to improve on that, but a solid start for him nonetheless. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And the times start to come in. Kizzy still hanging on to that fastest lap time. Phoenix coming in just a little bit behind him at the moment. And having a look at McNuggies at the moment, who's making his way through the first sector, or as he's now known, the big dog. I'm not sure I'm going to be calling him that. But yeah, you can take us through the rest of his lap. Yeah, don't really know what to say about that one, but that was very nice. Sparks comes in third fastest with a 26.3, and a few drivers still yet to set their first lap. Scott Gaming in the Mercedes is making his way through, so have a look on board him as he throws the car into cops there, and he's stuck with it pretty well there. And we'll see, as he looks pretty neat and tidy through Maggots and Beckett's there. He's a reserve driver for Mercedes today, so he's looking pretty good so far on this lap. Maybe could be around that top 8 mark. He'll be looking to crack into the 126s here. And now just towards the final chicane here, just got to keep it nice, neat and tidy. And wasn't perfect, but we'll see what he gets when he crosses the line. It's pretty good. It's a 126.5. That puts him in 5th. It's all right.
Oh. Okay, you guys can hear me now. Well, that's definitely interesting.
Oh, Kia's got a 5-place grid penalty.
That's definitely intriguing. I wonder how he's gotten that.
That was a collision with Hudman.
Oh, okay. Not something I expect to see. Who is on a lap? Is Nogi's on a lap again? Yes, it does look like it. And oh my god, that straight line speed is just atrocious. He hit 330 into Brooklands. And now on the exit, running up to Cops. He's already P2, so it'll be interesting to see what he can do if he can top Kia as flat out through Cops, 7th gear, and now back onto the power through Maggots and Beckett, and then Chapel. Now through Beckett, swing the car in. He has unearthly amounts of grip, and then back on the power, and just pray the car sticks with you, and he's 2/10 up on his time. What will his top speed be as he heads into Stowe? 336 k's an hour, down to 5th gear, get back onto the power, as now running into Vale now, and he's broken quite late, and now back on the power to the line. I think this might crack the 25. It's been quite an impressive lap. He does a 26.009, so not quite into the 25s. As Sparks is retired.
Yeah, he's just done that at the end of the first sector there.
Yeah,
as Milan goes third fastest, his teammate.
Yep, so he's just off to the left. He's disappeared now, but that is interesting spot to retire there. There's no barriers around.
Yeah. What are the odds that McNuggies has set a legitimate lap there?
I don't know. 337, I've been corrected by Geordie. I mean, it's either insanely low wings, which can... the exits, I don't know, he doesn't look abnormal on the exits. We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, watching R. Manson, and I've got a glitch on my screen. It says his name's Milan, but that's not correct. As he's way down, so we won't look at that one. What about Frogman? He's coming to the line now, and it's going to be a 1:27.8. So, unfortunately, the slowest of all lap times so far.
He's just... I nearly blocked Zonix really bad there.
And I think we're going to get a full grid here because we'll have Spicy in shortly as well.
Yeah, so that'll be something to watch as Nicky's on his first outlap as he's joined in. Is when can Spicy get in?
Now.
Alrighty, so we will have a full grid here in Silverstone then. It's just the Silverstone effect, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
Everybody wants to drive here.
Yep, so drivers now getting ready for their final runs, and the order's a bit different to what we've usually seen. We've got Hudman down in 9th, Kizzy down in 8th. Zonix down in 16th as well, so could be some interesting changing of positions today.
Yeah, I think that the whole grid's going to be super close, and that you're right, I think anything can happen.
Yeah, so we're watching... Who do we watch here? Is he starting a lap? No, he's not. I wonder if Sonics is going to go. Actually, we'll watch Mickey. He's on his first lap. He didn't race last week. Unfortunately, a little bit lower down the standings than he usually is. Well, than he usually should be, after he was a previous Tier 2 winner. We've mentioned that many times before, but now he's making his way to the final corner, and we'll see. Oh no! Massive moment there for Mickey, and he's just lost it. And it's not the worst time considering 1:27.4, but unfortunately that moment's cost him at least a few tenths and quite a few places as well.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate to see from him. It happens. There's still a final run to go, so it'll be interesting to see how he can get along, as Zonix is heading through the middle sector now. He's just gone through Cops, and I think he's just turned off the battery and backed out. Who is on a lap also? DXmond also heading through Cops, flat out on this game. It's just it's a lot of grip there at this circuit, this game.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the better tracks to drive as well. And yeah, you can just fling the car around all over the joint, and it just manages to hold together, which is makes it very enjoyable. DXman's absolutely flying along on this lap. We'll see if he can hold it together. This is the part of the track where most of the laps either make or break here, and you can gain a lot of time or lose it. DXman does look pretty solid, and he's crossing the line for P5 with a 1:26.4. And that'll get him up there after missing the race last week. He'll be looking for some redemption and to make up for some lost time as well.
Yeah, I think that he will be on a charge, and I think everyone around him will be watching out for him. Meanwhile, a person who's down the order, Hudman, he's just on his outlap. Do you think he has that potential under the pressure to make a mistake here?
Yeah, I think we've seen a couple times Hudman's gotten into some incidents, so maybe just a little, if there's a little bit of pressure on him. Obviously he hasn't been the qualifying master. I don't think he's set too many pole positions this season. He's done most of his work in the race, but yeah, I'm sure if especially on this track where the drivers are a lot closer together in terms of pace, there could be a bit of pressure on him, and maybe could cause some complications for him in the race. So plenty of opportunities, as I said before, that'll open up, and I think it's just going to be whoever holds themselves together the best.
Yeah, it's all about, especially in qualifying, it's all about handling the pressure well, and how you handle the pressure really shows in the results of qualifying. So we're heading on to the final 3 minutes of qualifying and the final runs. Who is your bet for pole position?
I think in the form he's in at the moment, probably either McNuggies. I think the X-Men's been looking pretty good, although he just did a lap, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do another one in time. Maybe Zonix can come down still. We know his ability to set great qualifying laps, so I think it's all up in the air at the moment, but I think a lot of people are going to struggle to beat that time at the top at the moment.
Yeah, well, at the moment, Hudman's just begun his final run in qualifying here, so we'll take a look on board with him as heading through the first twisties now, get it tipped into this apex, a lot of understeer there, and then back on the power, and the first DRS zone of 2 on this track, and now the run into Brooklands. So he flicks the car to the left, and a little bit of understeer, the car a bit reluctant to turn in now. Third gear through Luffield now, and back on the power, and he is absolutely flying. He was 2/10 up at the last sector split, and he'll head into sector 3 after Maggots and Beckett. So flat out through Cops, a bit of wash on his top on his speed there through Cops, and now flat out through Maggots and Beckett's. Now just a little bit of a lift, and then get it rotated once more through Chapel. Now the DRS open down the hanger straight. Let's see what top speed he can hit. He's going to hit 332 k's an hour, and he flicks it into Stowe. The car sticking with him with the high downforce, and then on the brakes for Vale, down to 4th gear, takes it down to 3rd, short shifts back up. He's lagging quite a lot, but to the line, what's the lap time going to be? It's going to be a 1 minute 26.5, so it does not set in provisional pole.
Yeah, but in the meantime, Kia is up on his lap time, and he could knock it out of the park here, and he does by 4/10. Kia on a roll out here in Silverstone. Unfortunately, he's got a grid penalty, so that won't stand, but what a brilliant lap. Kia's just set there right at the end of qualifying. We've still got a couple drivers to go. McNuggies, Kizzy and Phoenix, and I think Zonix as well, all about to start their laps. And we're going to watch Zonix here, I reckon, because he is the man, even though he's down in 16th at the moment. He has been on fire in recent races, and you can never count him out. And he's going to get a good slipstream behind Kizzy here as well, who's also on a lap. And yeah, 4/10 the gap from Kia to second place is unbelievable. And now Zonix making his way through the first sector as Phoenix has retired, so no better than 9th for him. Zonix 2/10 up, but he's about a second and a half off, so he's going to need a lot more than that. And I think Kizzy just went off the track a little bit there, so Zonix could run into him potentially.
Yeah, this could be interesting as Noah gets out of the way nicely, and now Zonix pushing the limit here through Cops, and now he's got to head through the hardest part of the circuit, Maggots and Beckett's. You've really got to get it right with the track limits, make sure not to take too much curb, and compromise your exit as he heads onto the hanger straight. It's a decent middle sector split. He's 1.1 seconds up on his time. Will he be able to take it to Kia? I'm not sure, but will he be able to at least beat McNuggies as he heads through Stowe now? It's looking good. The Red Bull driver flying along. It looks like he's going to beat his teammate, but it's not confirmed yet as he's still got to get through the exit of Vale. And now the run through the final corner. Just get the traction down and to the line. What's the lap time going to be? It's going to be a 25.7. Can't quite beat Kia. Nuggies has just been impeded by his teammate while he was 2/10 up. Though. So let's see if he can continue to improve as heading into Vale now. I don't think he'll be able to take it to Kia, but will he take the pole off Zonix because of the grid penalty Kia has? He's going to come to the line. He does a 25.60, and he's going to set pole.
Wow, what a lap that was from McNuggies. Unfortunately, Milan's broken his wing. He won't be able to improve from 5th. But yeah, that was those are some absolutely rapid times that we've seen there. McNuggies taking pole, and then it'll be Kia second, but unfortunately he'll drop down to around 7th. What a qualifying from Frosty as well, coming in 4th place. He'll be very happy with that result. Unfortunately, Kizzy did not have the qualifying he was looking for. Down in 13th place, he's got some work to do. But with plenty of drivers out there in the field, there's plenty of opportunity to get into the race as well. So doesn't really matter where you finish in qualifying, it's about the end of the race.
Yeah, so the race is where it's important, and we've already got some controversy. DX1 saying Drift should be moved. Zonix saying that Nuggies is cheating. So, your pole sitter without a grid penalty and purely on pace is Nuggies with a 125.6, and then Kia in P2 with a 5-place grid penalty will drop him to P7, and then you have Zonix who will line the grid on P2, and then you have Frosty, Milan, Sparks, DXman, Hudman, Scott Gaming, and Phoenix rounding out the top 10. That is your qualifying results here in Silverstone, and we'll move on to the side of the Grand Prix in just a moment's time. As we're going to come to 5 red lights here for the British Grand Prix here in Division 2. And the lights go out, but we're not actually underway because the game is bad. And here we go, we're underway now as Nuggies gets off to a pretty poor start. Zonix now gets alongside him into turn 1. Zonix backs out of it. Meanwhile, further down, Milan and Sparks have a bit of a moment there, wheel to wheel, as we head through into turn 3. Will anybody go for some dive bombs? Kia goes right around the outside. It's yellow flags, it's a full course caution, and it's a virtual safety car. And there's debris just about everywhere around the track.
Yeah, Mercedes went round of Scott Gaming. Noah out of the race also. So there was a lot going on behind the front pack there. Not quite sure exactly how the incidents were caused, but I know Scott Gaming doesn't have any damage, but Frogman does in the Aston Martin. And I'm trying to see if anyone else does. Everyone else looks like they've gotten through okay. Yep. So just Scott Gaming with damage, unfortunately, and Noah out of the race early on, and it's just a virtual safety car, so fortunately we'll be able to keep racing going very shortly.
Yeah, which is fortunate to see, because the early safety car is always quite boring as you're already waiting for the start, and then you get the lights out, and then you have to wait even more. So the virtual safety car is definitely the more exciting option in this race.
Yeah, and Zonix starting on the hard tyres. A lot of drivers starting on the hard tyres actually, which is an interesting one. And obviously looking for the longer performance off the start as we go green again. And McNuggies has gotten a little bit of a gap as Hudman gets straight past Kia on the virtual safety car restart. Caught him napping there a little bit. And Zonic's the only driver in the top 6 on
Kia
the,
went back up the
hard
inside
tyres as well.
And couldn't quite get it done, but now he's going to try to get underneath Hudman, and his teammate of Banana are also trying to get involved a little bit now, moving further back down. The McLarens are about to go wheel to wheel, it looks like, as one of the Astons, it's Frogman in, as we didn't actually ever get Spicy in, as with Noah out of the race too, but that was from earlier. As Old and Slow tries to go up the inside of PS Bomber as we head through turn 4. Will he get a good run onto the straight? I don't think he will. So we'll move further up. The Alfa Romeos are quite close to each other, and I think a DRS train, even though DRS isn't enabled yet, is about to form as Kizzy round. That is big news here in this race, because he is one of the contenders, and he didn't have a great qualifying, and now his race is going pear-shaped too. So
he is damaged too. Yep, damage to the wing. And I was watching the last few corners. I'm not sure, there might be something wrong, because he's barely been able to keep the car straight, and he's had a lot of moments early on in this race, so not sure what's happening there, but we've got a very close battle closer up the front here between the top 3 as DXman. What's happened to him? Oh, he's on the grass, and he's lost a few positions there. He's down in 12th, still dropping. Yeah, so very unfortunate for the Ferrari there. That's going to cost him, but there's a big battle going on here as Frosty moves to the inside of Zonix into the Vale chicane. He's trying to go down the inside, can't quite make it stick now. Maybe on the exit as Kizzy is out of the race and it's a safety car. Frosty won't be happy because I think he was about to make a move for second place there.
Yeah, there's some brilliant racing going on up and down the field, but even after a virtual safety car in 2 laps, Nuggies pulled 2.7 seconds.
Yep, he's not going to be getting this race win, I suspect.
Yeah, I might have to look into that after.
I don't think it really needs much looking into.
No, I know, I would happen to agree, but we can check his top speed when the safety car comes in. Because, my word, that is ridiculous.
Yep, so unfortunately Kizzy has DNF from his 2nd consecutive race, and that's a huge blow for his championship hopes. But yeah, this is a big opportunity for Sparks and Zonix. They're both ahead of Hudman on the road as Nuggies just lagged back behind Zonix. And thankfully, oh, what's going on here?
Well, I know when he tabs out, which he would have to do if he wants to change his file back, so he doesn't get accused of cheating. When you tab out and tab back in, it lags you back, so he might be doing that.
Well, it doesn't matter, he already cheated, so...
If he is now randomly back to Earth, we'll notice, so...
Yeah. Because McNuggies is... We've watched him race all season, he's not a second a lap faster than everyone else. And anyway, so he's down in third now. And hopefully we get a nice fair race now. With the safety car out, Zonix in the lead of the race. On the hard tyres, so if he can hang on to that lead, Sparks obviously behind him as well. This is going to be a great battle between these two. I'm very much looking forward to seeing this happen once the safety car comes in as well.
Yeah, they're also former teammates, so there might be a bit of bad blood there from their time as teammates. Even just looking back to round 1 in Qatar, you could see there was a bit of tension there. And now they're in separate teams. They're allowed to properly fight without risking the team. So it'll be interesting to see how they decide to go about it.
Yeah, so yeah, it's going to be very interesting off the race start. Zonix and Sparks, obviously, although as you say, there's going to be no sort of team orders going on there.
Sparks has gone off the track and he's just lost heaps of positions.
Yeah, he's gone off the track again. What's he doing?
I'm not sure. Took a braking board with him.
Yeah, so Sparks and
Zonix
let McNuggies through as well. Okay.
Hold on, I have a theory. Give me a second. Yeah, okay, hold on. No, okay, no, my theory is incorrect. Sparks and Nuggies aren't in the call. Well, they still could be on an Xbox party, but anyway.
Well, anyway. Zonix and Sparks quite close together in the championship, so if they do end up coming together, they're probably still going to be at least trying to work together a little bit, because they both it's both in their interest to sort of catch up to Hudman as well. So yeah, it's going to be interesting as well. There's a few drivers a little bit lower down the field that'll be looking to make their way back up as well. DXman down in 13th and Phoenix down in 9th as well will be looking to make their way through.
Yeah, I think a couple of big hitters out already with Kizzy and Noah, so that obviously takes the pressure off just a little bit for these guys up and down the field, but there's still some big hitters behind where they'd normally be, as you said, so we got to watch out for that, and hopefully there's no incidents with it. But anyway, we have the safety car in this lap, so we're going to get underway for some racing here, and it'll be interesting to see how Nuggies can take this restart.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he's a second lap faster than everyone on this occasion. And, yeah, he's got control of the restart. Zonix will be hot on his heels, I'm sure. And we'll see how early he goes. He doesn't want to be caught out by the safety car limiter. He wants to make sure it's all the way in the pits before he gets going. It's been a pretty fast pace that McNuggies is setting on this restart, as... when is he going to go? He's leaving it quite late. He goes out of the corner. No, he doesn't. He slows again. Just trying to catch Zonix out, and he does pretty well there. And now he's been put under pressure. There's a big battle behind. There's a Red Bull of Hudman trying to make a move on Milan down the inside. Can't quite get it. Now he's got pressure from Kia behind, trying to take advantage of it. Kia down the inside, and he makes a massive dive, does Kia, and he's hit wheels with Milan, and thankfully keeps it going. And now he's trying to switch back on his teammate. And unfortunately that's not going to work for him, and that's a bit of a moment there. We'll look a little bit further up the field because Frosty and Zonix battle is resuming. McNuggies has already pulled out 1.2 seconds, and Hudman now is battling with Milan as well. They're wheel to wheel again. Hudman trying to get it around the outside. He's still hanging it in there. He might be forced off here though. No, he's kept it in. And now it's a drag race down towards Cops. This is going to get very interesting between these two. Milan with the inside line. Who's going to yield it? Milan hangs on to it. Well done. Great. Very close racing there between those two.
Yeah, well, I don't think Hudman's done just yet as we're approaching the straight. As long as he gets a good exit out of Chapel here, he could still have another run at Milan. He is on those hard tyres too, so he doesn't have as much pace theoretically, but it looks like he's still all over the back of him. But meanwhile, as we come up the front here goes Frosty on Zonix, clearly running some low wing. He's going to try to go right around the outside at Stowe, but Hudman also gets up the inside of Milan, gets forced out wide now, and here we go, Sparks on the inside of the chicane on Frosty, goes up the inside, can he get the move done? It looks like it. Frosty pushes Zonix off the track, and now Sparks is going to go right around the outside, and he gets the move done. He moves up into P3. Will he now go for Zonix into turn 1? He tries to look around the outside, takes a bit of a lift now, and now rounding through turn 2 flat out. Sparks might go up the inside. No, he's sticking behind for the moment, as meanwhile Frosty still trying to dab his nose up the inside as Banana getting involved. He's on the inside of Milan as they enter the exit now. Will he be able to get this done? Milan and Banana are having a drag race. They make contact, and that's Banana around. He's in the wall, and he has no wing. And it's ended in disaster, and it's a safety car. And that is the end of that segment of racing, but Nuggies 4 seconds. Oh no.
Yep, I don't think any more evidence needs to be shown. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not going to wait till the end of the race. Just ban him right now.
Oh god.
Yeah, safety car's out. We're just going to forget that McNuggets is in this race. This is a battle for the lead between Zonix, Sparks, and Frosty, and what a battle it's been. All the cars like incredibly close together there, between all the way down to Kia in 7th. So it's been an absolutely huge battle that's going on here. And yeah, it's fantastic to see. It's always great close racing here at Silverstone, and unfortunately the safety cars ruined it to an extent. But yeah, we might see a few cars pitting as well this lap. Zonix will stay out for sure, but it looks like Sparks, no, Frosty's come in.
Yeah, it does look like it. So we have Frosty in, and then Banana in. Anybody else in? It looks like Scott Gaming's in. Lolli Scored is in. Frogman might be in, but not sure yet. So a couple of drivers diving it into the pit.
Yeah, so a few drivers come in to try and run the hard tyres to the end of the race. I'm surprised at least one of the Alfa Romeos didn't come into the pits of Sparks and Milan, but they've decided to stay out, it looks like.
Yeah, I think that just the better strategy is to stay out, especially when you had a certain someone down in P12 potentially trying to get in the way, and he'll be coming through now. But Zonix now with the lead will just see what he can actually do on pace here. This is the fight for the lead, and this is the fight we've seen since the start of the race. And the way it's been shaping up, everybody is super similar pace, and this is going to be a battle all the way till the end.
Yeah, it's great to see. Zonix has just been holding on to dear life with those hard tyres, but in a few laps' time, I think those hards might kick into gear, and he's going to start getting a little bit more help with the defence. Yeah, so it's going to be a great restart.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be the fight to watch on the track, and I think that, as I said, this is going to go to the end, and this truly is peak Division 2, and this is why I love to be here and commentate it. It's just such a close tier, and you just never get disappointed with the racing in this tier.
Yep, it's going to be great. Oh, sorry, just a little bit distracted at the moment. But yeah, one more lap of safety car, and then we should get underway again. And Hudman in 4th as well, so he's right up to the back, and we're going to see a big battle for the chair.
I've just seen what you're laughing about.
Yeah, big battle for the championship lead here, so could be massive.
Yeah, this is definitely... Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I just want to see it unfold already.
Yeah, it was Banana is in the pits. He had a 5-second penalty, so unfortunately for him, he puts some new mediums on. They might struggle to make it to the end. But yeah, we'll see what happens there.
You know, we've lost the Mercedes TP again, so now we have to search for another one.
Yep.
I'm like, surely I just get a after mid-season migration. Just move myself over in preparation for next season.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there, but anyway, we got a race to run.
Yeah, I think we look at this after the race. As I'm just waiting for that certain thing I saw in chat earlier to occur.
Yeah, probably won't happen right away, but
I think it'll happen probably what, half a lap until he gets to him.
Yep.
Anyway, so Sparks on 7-lap old mediums, Milan also on old mediums. I mean, the softs can go. So normally the strategy would be softs 11 laps and then mediums till the end, if you're really quick. So the mediums aren't going to be near past their best yet, but Zonix will phase in on the crossover soon enough, and then Sparks is put under a little bit of pressure there, because even if he undercuts his tyres, the tyre difference when Zonix comes out of the pit lane after he pits will be very big.
Yeah, I'm surprised, as I said before, more of the medium runners didn't pit there. They've decided to stay out, but it's going to make it very interesting here, as Zonix is going to lead us away on this occasion, and hopefully we get to see more of the same from this quality battling.
Yeah, obviously it's for the lead now, so it's worth all the more, so hopefully we don't see anything stupid go on, and we'll get this restart underway. I'll let you take it away.
Yep, here we go, Zonix. When's he going to go? He likes to leave it relatively late here, and we saw he did mess up a restart in Bahrain last week, but no such error this time. He gets away pretty well. Sparks did react quite quickly. Hudman is right on the back of Milan as well. That battle is still going to continue. Kia as well is right there, chasing down Hudman. Spark as well, right, pretty much pushing Zonix along here. There's a few things going on out of the back, and Mickey's had a moment there, and Hudman's through on Sparks into third place. And that is a virtual safety car.
We might have just seen a straight line from one of the Williams, just potentially. You know, you did say not to make anyone see it, but I think we might have seen it.
McNuggies is an innocent bystander to that one. Yeah. Unfortunately, he's out of the race.
Such a shame. Such a shame.
Yeah, not sure.
I think just a break.
Who's hit him there? Yeah, I think we put that one down to probably an accident, racing incident.
Yeah, as I'm getting spam called by Nuggies. Oh god, hold on, I need to go do not disturb. Yeah, I'm just going to do not disturb.
I think Mickey should be. Actually, I don't know who it was, but whoever hit that driver should probably get some compensation.
I think they give them the championship, you know, give them 200 points. It's truly disappointing to see, though, with Nuggies. Like, you just don't expect to see that from someone who was battling for the championship and still potentially could be.
Yep, but yeah, that's the way it goes sometimes. And the race is back underway. And look how close they all are down the main straight. Milan is really coming at Zonix. He's in a bit of a Red Bull sandwich here. And now he's trying to have a look around the outside. And he's gone for it, has Milan. And he's trying to make it stick. Has he made it stick alright? What a move that was. But Zonix is still going to try and come back at him. Hudman's pushing his teammate along here. Could get a bit close between the Red Bulls. Sparks is just watching this happen. It's Alfa Romeo, Red Bull, Alfa Romeo. And here comes Zonix around the outside. He's going to try and go for it here. He's wheel to wheel with him. And they're still right there. Zonix on the inside. Milan on the outside. Trying to hang on. He can't. Zonix makes his way back through into the lead. Milan trying to fight it back. And into Cop's corner. He is down to the inside. Hudman going to try and get him around the outside. He can't quite do it. And he's got a great exit though. Milan has hit the back of Zonix. And then Hudman has been hit a little bit as well. Looks like they've all avoided damage. Sparks gets through as well into third position. And now Milan's still there, all over the back of Zonix. He's struggling a little bit.
Sparks
and what's happened to Sparks? He's round. Oh no, but a move for the lead here. Just as one Alfa Romeo's gone round, the other one might be taking the lead. Milan trying desperately here. And Hudman trying to stick it down the inside. He might be able to sneak away through here. Is his Red Bull team going to help him out? Hudman's just made a dive for the lead and he's pulled it off as well. That is unbelievable from the Red Bull. Zonix gets through and Zonix is... Zonix in the wall. Lost his wing and he's been hit around by... That's a safety car. Milan bumped him initially and then he got hit by Bananara. And, that was exhilarating stuff. What a shame it had to end that way, though.
Yeah, well, that definitely... I was going to say it saves Sparks. Well, it does just about. Hudman just got past the safety car. I was going to say that's going to really hurt Sparks here. He's going to be stuck behind the safety car. But, obviously, that helps Zonix get back into it, but he has a charge to make. And obviously Sparks will too, but he only has to pit for new tyres, not a wing. But, yeah, I don't even think that was contact. That was just the drivers losing it on their own. That's how hard they were trying to push.
Yeah, well, Zonix definitely got hit on that occasion, unfortunately. But, yeah, it's a huge shame. But Sparks and what a battle. Red Bull and Alfa Romeo, just a 4-car, both teams involved. It doesn't really get much better than that, unfortunately. 2 of the drivers were casualties there. And Hudman runs away with the lead at the moment. And what a move it was into the final quarter. That's one of the best you'll see from him. And that shows why he's leading the championship at the moment.
Yeah, he just did some Daniel Ricciardo 2018-esque dive bomb there. He just had the confidence with the drivers around him, knowing it was his teammate. He had a bit of a dull feeling on the brake and just went for it. He just sent it. Just no fear, and I think that's something we've seen in Hudman a few times, but I don't think ever quite to that extent. But meanwhile, he comes into the pit lane, a couple of people into the pits. Milan gets a 5-second. Obviously, he can clear that later on in the race if there's another safety car, but it will hurt him just that little bit. But Bananara stays out and takes the lead of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, and Manson as well stays out, and Lolo Scored's retired. Not sure where, but maybe, yeah, okay. Anyway, he's out of the race, and pretty much everyone's in the pits except for Bananara and Olden Slow there, so looks like Hudman's going to come out in 3rd position. I think Sparks and Zonix might have been hurt by the double stack there. Unfortunately, Broadstar stays out as well, so he's got up into 3rd position. So, can one of Banana or Broadstar take their tyres to the end? It'll be a huge stretch.
Oh, no, they can easily make it, I think. Because you can take softs 11 laps, so you can definitely take mediums a bit more than that. But they'll be dead at the end for sure. But if they can hang on and just hopefully one more safety car for them, that would be brilliant. But we might have reached safety car limit with the amount of safety cars and virtuals we've had.
Yeah, this is the 3rd safety car. We've had 1 virtual, I think. So
I think we maybe have 1 more safety car.
There's possible for 1 more after this one. Hopefully, we don't see another one because we want to see some more great racing. But yeah, the race situation at the moment is an interesting one. Hudman and Milan on new tyres in probably the best position at the moment. Of course, Milan with that 5-second. I think DXman down in 11th has a 3-second as well. And then Sparks and Zonix, who were fighting for that lead, are now 12th and 14th with plenty of work to do, but time to do it as well. And Frosty's found himself in a great little position as well. Would you rather be, with about 14 laps to go here, would you prefer to be on those hards or the mediums, do you reckon?
From this lap and this lap alone, mediums from till the end, they'll be much quicker until like the last 2 laps where they'll start to even out. But the hards is still not a bad choice to be on. It'll just be how the drivers can manage it. But I think with how close the pace is, and we've already seen the mediums and the hards between these guys battle it out, so I think that there'll be no problems with what tyre they're on until about the end. But Sparks on hards till the end, Zonix on mediums till the end. If they, looking at it, they're gonna have to get like an overtake a lap pretty much, but I think they can do it.
Yep, and it all depends also on how much Hudman gets held up, not just by the cars in front of him, but there'll be a few drivers. I think Milan's probably shown almost identical pace to Hudman so far, so Hudman is definitely not going to be in the clear from the drivers behind him either. So they can definitely use that as an opportunity to make their way up the field, and with all the incidents that have gone on so far, yeah, there's plenty of time left.
Yeah, and I think that just the rest of this race and the way it unfolds, I think it's going to be quite unpredictable, because you have so many top caliber drivers in positions they aren't normally in, and then you have a lot of drivers you wouldn't expect to see up the field, and it's all about traffic negotiation and how well these Div 2 drivers can show maturity here on the track and get through without causing any chaos or causing chaos upon themselves. And this is, being in a Div 2 situation, you've got to think this is definitely where it tests their abilities. Yeah,
absolutely, and it's all gonna kick off here when the safety car comes in, which is going to be this lap, and Bananero is going to take it away. What a comeback he has had into ORL. Div 2 is he had a cracking race last week, and he's lighting it up yet again. Unfortunately, probably not in the best position, but he can't fault his driving at all so far. And I'll leave this restart in the safe hands of you, Lindsay, so you can kick us off.
Alrighty, so as we get underway, there are a couple of things to think about, but we're going to focus up to the front here with Bananera and how he's going to take this restart. If he can get a decent gap, he might put himself in a better position for later on, but with Hudman nipping at his heels down in P4, it's all to play for. So when's he going to go? He's gone now, and he's gotten underway quite well. He's got 5 tenths to Sim, and moving further down now, we'll go straight back to Milan, who's side by side with Frosty as they enter turn 1. Milan on the outside, Frosty on the inside, and that's move done for Milan. Frosty might try to come back at him there. He doesn't go back up the inside, moving further down. Phoenix also sitting at the back of them. PS Bomber also in P8 looking for some moves. Hudman's already moved up into P3, and now he's all over the back of Manson. Will he be able to get this move done as they head into Brooklands? Here we go with a bit of ERS usage. They're going to pull alongside. Hudman late on the brakes once again in this Grand Prix. Gets the move done, and now he's only got one more position to gain. Meanwhile, Frosty has gotten past Milan, but Milan's still on the inside as they exit Luffield now, and it's still all to play for. Sparks and Zonix still sitting at the back, haven't really gotten anything done. Zonix is actually 2 seconds behind as we head into Cops there. Broadstar went quite slow on the apex, and here comes Milan. They're 3 wide into Maggots and Beckus. This can only go wrong, but it doesn't go wrong. There's a couple of drivers wide, but they get through it cleanly, and this is a great little bit of racing here, as PS Bomber now has the run down the straight, but so does Kia, and so does Frogman, as meanwhile PS Bomber now, as they head into Stowe, might try pull alongside. No, Phoenix has the bit of extra top end speed, and he goes up the inside of Stowe. Will he move up into the top 6? He does move up into the top 6, but he's going to go side by side with Manson into Vale now. He's going to go around the outside. He's last on the brakes. He has the inside line now, and he gets the good exit now. PS Bomber gets through on Manson, and that is a brilliant safety car restart lap, and Banana has been overtaken by Hudman, and now it's Hudman's race to win, with not many drivers charging up behind him.
Yeah, unfortunately Milan didn't get the race start that he wanted there. Frosty was pressuring him all the way, and that is going to make for a lot more work for Milan, but doesn't that put Frosty in a fantastic position, as he is absolutely flying along, and here he goes, trying to chase down Broadstar on those older medium tyres, and here he goes into 3rd place. Frosty, fantastic stuff there. Milan a little bit further behind. No one really making much of an impression here. PS Bomber getting close to Kia as R. Manson, unfortunately, he's had a moment, and staying out on those hard tyres proved to clearly be the wrong decision for him. And we start to look and see who's trying to make moves here. Not really, as I said, many people making an impact. PS Bomber still on the back of Kia. Players can't do much. Broadstar gaining on Frosty as well. Milan. So this could turn into a bit of a 3-car scrap here. Milan's got plenty of battery left, so he's got plenty of opportunity here to make his way past Broadstar. He's going to have a go at this corner. He's come alongside him, and he's going to brake very late. Milan bold there, makes his way through, and now he's on the back of Frosty. He's going to have a go into the final chicane. No, he doesn't, but he's going to potentially open up for a move down the main straight here. Frosty's battery has mostly been burnt by him, but he got a much better exit out of the final corner, and Milan's just going to have to stay put for the moment.
Yeah, so this battle will continue as we head more and more through the race. Meanwhile, though, another battle to look out for, Kia, PS Bomber, and Sparks. That's unfolding a little bit as DXman also right on the back of Zonix, who they're just not really making any inroads. They have 10 laps and 10 positions to gain, and they need to get a bit of a jiggle on here. And Sparks just not close enough to make any sort of moves. So we'll move back to Milan, and he's still all over the back of Frosty. And this is definitely going to be the fight to watch, with Banana having a 3-second, Frosty having a 3-second, but Milan with 5 seconds has 2 extra seconds than the other guys, so that could hurt him further in this race if there isn't another chance for him to pit.
Yeah, and he's putting the squeeze on Frosty now. Milan will have the DRS now. I think Frosty, yeah, he will pick up some from Banana as well. But how hard is Milan going to push for this move here? He's got the battery on. Frosty running out of battery. And I think the DRS has just saved Frosty there a little bit. And also, Banana is a lot slower, so Frosty's going to try and make this move. And Milan is going to try and make the most of this opportunity here of the two battling cars in front of him. But he's a couple times now, Frosty's had a way better exit in the final corner than Milan has, and now Frosty all over the back of Banana for second place here. And is he going to look to make a bit of a dive here? No, just stays behind. He's going to wait for that DRS zone. I think Banana clipped the curb a little bit there, and that's compromised him. And Frosty go for a switchback, and he's made his way through him before the DRS is open, but Banana had a better exit and moves alongside him. Milan is just behind as well, creeping up. But Frosty down the inside. Has he hung on to it? And he's pushed Banana a little bit wide. That's opened up the chance for Milan, but he can't quite get through. But great move by Frosty into second place. Milan's not done with it yet, and he's going to try and make the move here. Banana not affording him much space, but Milan up into third, and they continue the charge, these two.
Yeah, so Banana was just defending for his life, but didn't quite have any more to give when it comes to the defense. But now Milan all over the back of Frosty, and this is where the battle is truly going to begin. Frosty without the DRS. Milan actually gets alongside on the exit, had an absolutely brilliant run through Chapel, and now he's going to try and make the move down the straight as Broadstar moves up into P4, but here comes Milan, and he's going to get through on Frosty before they even get to the corner, as now Phoenix also moves up into that top 5. We haven't really talked about him all race, but he's silently making moves, and he's going a bit under the radar, and he might be another one to look out for this podium. Because right now, as long as he can get past Broadstar and slowly get 3 seconds to him, he'll be in P2.
Yeah, very good stuff from Phoenix, but Broadstar's having a fantastic race as well. He's penaltyless at this stage, and he's still hanging on to this fight of Frosty and Milan.
Oh, as Sparks goes up the inside of Banana off of the top 6, sorry to cut you off there, and he's going to try to go right around the outside at turn 4. Will he get the better exit now? He's going to get the run, and he clears Banana before they get to the corner. Banana is also defenseless to make a run back at him, as meanwhile Phoenix gets past Broadstar up into that top 4, and now the chase is on to catch up to the guys in front and try get 3 seconds to Broadstar. Broadstar runs a little bit wide there though. That might invite Sparks into this fight too and move him up into the top 5. He's another penaltyless driver, Sparks. But you've got to say, just quick off topic from the battles, Hudman 1.8 seconds out in front, looking a bit unstoppable right now.
Yeah, well, as you say, Milan's actually been pulling in that gap. It was around 2.5, 3 seconds before. Milan is already chewing into that lead, so the hard tyres seem to be working for him, and he just continues at every corner. He's bringing that gap down, and it's already dropped about 3/10 in the last couple of corners, so he could be right on the back before we know it. Sparks getting past Broadstar in the 5th. Sparks charging along as well, and this is actually going to be a lot closer than we think here, because Hudman is really slowing down, and Milan is absolutely flying here. He's already 1.2 seconds.
I might have gave him a bit of a commentator's curse, he might say, but we'll move from that, and Milan just nearly in that DRS range. But he has that 5-second time penalty, so he'll be stinging that he has it, but we can still see how it unfolds, as the battle might just bring other drivers like Sparks into it, and then still lead to Hudman not winning the Grand Prix, as Milan on the exit now is just not within a second, so he doesn't have the DRS yet, but I think he will soon. And Sparks sitting in that top 5, close to Phoenix. You might say he's still in this fight for the win.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just watching from Milan's perspective here. His cornering has just been so much better than Hudman here, and he's pretty much gaining at every possible moment, and he's got the battery advantage as well. So even though Milan's got that 5-second penalty, as long as he can make this move on Hudman, at the pace he's going, he's going to be able to pull away with it as well. Phoenix is also catching up to Frosty, so that's a move, a potential podium move. Sparks at the moment is provisional P2, so if he can go at a similar pace to his teammate, Sparks could still be in for this win. He's only about 2 seconds behind behind Hudman as Phoenix makes the move onto the podium, places in front of Frosty, and he's having a great race as Kerr gets past Broadstar, and Sparks chasing down Frosty. He's going to go for a move into the chicane. He stays behind, gets very close, and is going to try and make a move out of the chicane. He can't do it. Frosty has been cornering well there all day, but I think it's only a matter of time before Sparks gets through, and Milan as well.
Yeah, so I think that the leaders have finally gotten back through, excluding Zonix. I don't know where his pace has gone, but Sparks is looking aggressive, and I think we'll see the moves being done soon, and then he'll try to close up to where his teammate and Hudman are fighting and fighting and fighting, and I think the pace drop off, not just from the corners, Hudman's also out of battery.
Yep, he's trying to push really hard. Frosty makes a move back on Phoenix. He's gone off the track, and Frosty still trying to go for it. Phoenix just forcing him, but he had to step out of it there, and that's allowed Frosty through. And Sparks is going to get through as well, and he'd be very excited to see that up into 4th place. He's been given a gift by Phoenix, and now this could open up Sparks' chances. He needs to get past Frosty here. Is he going to go for a move into Maggots and Beckett's? Yes, he is. Has he got it? Oh, he has. That is fantastic driving from Sparks there. It's game on here. Sparks, the chase is on. Milan for the lead. Here he goes. He gets it off Hudman, and now he's got 6 laps to try and pull away. But Milan, what a drive. Incredible pace that we've seen from him. And everything's starting to happen here in this race.
P4 as Frosty's had a moment and he's now diving into the pit lane. So very late into the pit lane there. So that brings another driver into this. Kia 1.5 seconds behind Sparks. And you've got to question, Milan has that 5 second, he has a lot of pace. But will he just try hold up and play the team game and bring Sparks into this?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a possibility. If Milan will try and pull away first, but if he realises that Hudman's able to hang on to him, I think that's when he'll start to think about the team. But we'll see what effect Hudman has with the DRS here. He's flying along with it, but if he falls out of that DRS range, it could be all over for Hudman. But as long as he stays in there, he's still got a chance.
Yeah, Sparks still just holding steady, 3.1 seconds in that sort of area, so he doesn't have extreme amounts of pace, but I think maybe just these Div 2 drivers don't have as good tyre management as some other people I know, and those mediums on Hudman's car are dropping off, and that's where this extra pace has come from Milan on those hards.
Yeah, it's a big couple laps here.
Oh no, Milan's lost it!
Milan in the wall, no wing, and oh my goodness. Oh wow, and that is a big moment in this race. We thought it was on for Milan, the win could have been there, but it's all just fallen apart for him, and I feel terrible for him because he was absolutely flying. But now Hudman retakes that lead, and now it's all up to Sparks. He's got about 3 seconds to gain here. He's got probably the better tyres here as well, so it's going to be game on to the end. But wow, what a shame that is for Milan.
Yep, that is very painful, very painful. As is team principal, that is. That was sad to watch. The moment went in slow motion, but the show has to go on. And Kia also another threat here, only 8 tenths behind Sparks, and I think they're about to battle. But just looking at the pace, Sparks doesn't have as much pace as Milan had, and Hudman has seemingly picked up the pace once again. I don't think Sparks can get this.
Yeah, it's not looking too good at the moment. Sparks, he's had some good pace all race, but maybe just not on the level of Hudman and Milan. But Kia has looked to be about on that level of pace at the moment. He's gaining on Sparks, and he's also gaining on the lead. So if Kia can make his way through, is still a threat in this race. Broadstar's hanging on to that 4th fantastically as well with those older tyres. Very impressive drive from him. And with just 4 laps to go, it's going to take Hudman is going to take some stopping from here. We'll see if Kia can make his way through. He's a fair way back. Can he gain enough with this DRS? He's getting very close. He's lifted. He doesn't want to make the move into there. So just wants to wait for a better moment, I think, does Kia.
Yep, I think these two former teammates know how each other drive, and I think they know they aren't catching Hudman, and they just want to get the battle going just in a safe manner, and I think Kia's going to try and just wait until the last 2 laps, and then really put the burners on. But Broadstar in P4, that's a brilliant result if he can pull that off.
Yeah, his pace has been fantastic. He's got DXman behind him who hasn't been able to make too much of an impression as of yet, plus that penalty. So Broadstar looks like he's going to hang on to that P4, but the main battle on the road currently is Kia and Sparks. Kia has only gained marginally on Hudman, but Hudman is maintaining that gap quite well at this stage, as Milan's fallen completely out of the points, as has Frosty, and Zonic's only up to 10th place. So he has not had a good second half of the race, has Zonix, and we'll see if what Kia can do. There's been a yellow. Frosty has retired. Was that on the main straight or in the pit lane? It was on the main straight. And is that going to cause a safety car? I don't think so. But yeah, Kia is still on the back of Sparks. It could be a very interesting finish on the podium places here.
Yeah, I would happen to agree with you here, as this fight for P2 is still well and truly on, and there's obviously still the chance that Hudman makes a mistake, gets a penalty or something like that. Obviously it's unlikely, because he has 3.6 seconds, and he's just cool as a cucumber in situations like this. We've seen it before. But there is still that chance as Frosty leaves the session now after his retirement. And DXman right up behind Broadstar, also creating another battle on the track, but he got another 3 seconds, otherwise he would be equal with Broadstar right now. But the closer battle on the track is still the bigger one, Kia versus Sparks.
Yeah, they're making their way through the first part of the lap here. There's only 2 laps to go after this one. So Kia just biding his time here. The battery, they're on about a similar level, so it could get a bit close towards the end. DX been making the move on Broadstar, and Broadstar knows he's just got to stay within 3 seconds, but we know how fast DXman is. That could be a tough ask for him. And we'll go back to Kia as they make the run towards Cops, and he's gaining pretty fast here, Kia. But he's just going to stick behind him again. He's playing the patient game, and he's about to get DRS here, and who may look to make the move as he makes his way through Maggots and Beckett's. He looks to be just a little bit more comfortable than Sparks here. He's got the DRS now, and is he going to make the move? Is he fast enough? Here he goes, flying along. This is definitely the chance here for Kia. Moves to the inside. That is second place, but Sparks going to try and get him back on the exit. He can't quite. Kia second place for now. What can Sparks do to fight him back?
Yeah, I think that he has a little bit more battery in the tank. We'll check, we'll turn the telemetry on. They're quite similar, but Sparks does have a little bit more, and I think he has the better tyre as Kia burning and burning. He is now down to 14%, and I think Sparks, as long as he can stay with him, will just wait till the final lap and then mount his charge into Stowe, make sure he secures the move into Vale, and try get the P2 that way. Meanwhile, though, now Kia is starting to close up the Hudman, but it's too late.
Yeah, it is too late. I think Kia needed to take a risk earlier on if he wanted to fight for that win. You can see he's starting to close up. Sparks not able to hang on to the back of Kia like Kia was able to for him just a couple laps ago. Zonix sets the fastest lap of the race. And yeah, he's only going to have one more lap after this, but 2.9 seconds is pretty insurmountable from this position. And we'll see if Sparks can pull something off, but it looks like Kia has got this one in the bag.
Yeah, I think Kia has this, but Sparks is only 5/10 behind, and with the DRS into Stowe here, I don't think Sparks will go back for it, but he might be able to get close and then mount a challenge on the final lap of this Grand Prix, as Kia gained 7/10 on Hudman. If he'd just overtaken him even a little bit earlier, unless Hudman's just made a few mistakes, which I think is likely, because Sparks hasn't dropped off Kia that much, this definitely could have been a race on.
Yeah, he's closer to about 2 seconds. Hudman just needs to keep it under control here, but Kia is gaining a little over a second a lap, so he's going to catch him right towards the end of the lap, but it's not going to be close enough unless Hudman makes a significant error. But yeah, Sparks still hanging on to the back of Kia. Is he going to make a late move here? He's saved up just a little bit of battery. He's got the DRS, so there is still chance on for Sparks to take back P2 here. He's not going to do it here. He's going to wait for that final DRS zone on the final lap. But unfortunately, all hope for the win has gone, and Hudman is going to end up extending that championship lead. And yeah, it's been a big day out for him.
Yeah, I think once he got that lead, he was super comfortable. It's only 1.8 seconds to Kia. It's just too late for them to start catching it. Just what could have been if there's even maybe 3 more laps in this race, but sadly there isn't, so we've just got to move to this fight. Sparks has to get a good run out of Chapel if he really wants to go for this. He's used a little bit of battery over the course of the lap. He still has quite a bit more than Kia though, so as we enter the run into Stowe, will he be able to go for the move? He's gaining with the DRS, he's gaining with the DRS. He's going to be forced to the outside, and he tries to go right around the outside. He gets the better exit though. He backs out of the throttle just a little bit now, and he's going to go for a move into Vale. He's going to go down the inside. Will he get the move done? They make contact. Kia's going to hold on to it, it looks like. Sparks gets underneath him, but he's been blocked off. There was a lot of contact. Hudman takes the win. Kia does take home the P2. Sparks gets the P3. Broadstar's going to come home in P4 for an absolutely brilliant drive. DXman, P5, just about going to hold on from PS Bomber. P6 for him. And then Frogman will come home P7. Phoenix will come home in P8. And then you have Banana who will come home in P9. With then Zonix, Milan, and Manson. But what a close finish there. A little bit of a controversial finish. A massive moment there. And just a lot of contact. But I think at the end of the day it's interesting. But I don't think it's penalty worthy. I think it's just really hard racing.
Yeah, all hard and fair there towards the end. Kia definitely deserved that second pace. He was on fire towards the end there. Milan was on fire as well, but just had a moment, and that's all it can take sometimes. And Hudman gets the reward for the consistency again, and takes another win here in Div 2. So well done, hats off to him, and well done to the podium finishers as well. Another great show Div 2 has put on for us today.
Yeah, I think it's just week in, week out. We don't, it's not unexpected. I think we just walk into Div 2, and if it's not an exciting race, we'll be like, what has happened? Because it's just been that good this season. I think this is just a way broader 2021 sort of situation where you have not just 2 cars battling for the championship, we have like 7 or 8 battling for the championship.
Yeah, but Hudman is the man on top. He's going to extend his lead by about 10 points on Sparks, so that makes it about 30 points the difference. And it's a fair way, but it's definitely not insurmountable either. So Sparks has plenty to be encouraged about from his race today, and Hudman will be very happy with that result.
Yep, so I think it's that time where we move into the Paddock VC and get these interviews underway, don't you think?
I think it's a great idea.
So let's go Hudson, and then Kia, and then Sparks. Alrighty, so we'll just wait for the guys to get in, and we can get the interviews going. Sparks will be in a second, not sure about the other 2. But what were your thoughts on that race? You already gave a bit of a take, but what were your complete thoughts on that race there, J-Man?
Yeah, well, it was an up and down race. I think Hudman, I don't think he was probably the fastest driver in the race today. I think Milan was definitely showed a bit more pace, and I think Sparks and Zonix at times were on par with him. But I think the main thing, as I said, was just the consistency of Hudman and managing to keep it out of trouble as well. And he made some great moves as well. And that battle off the start, that dive into Vale to get past, I believe it was Milan and his teammate. That turned out to be absolutely crucial. So I think Hudman just drove the most intelligent race out of all the drivers today, and that's why he's taken the win. And a few drivers had good races and just didn't get the result that they probably deserved.
Yeah, well, it happens in motorsport sometimes, as we'll get the interviews underway, and I'll start it off with Sparks. P3, a really close finish for you there. What were your thoughts with, obviously, the final chicane, but just your race as a whole?
I mean, I feel like my race it was clean, most of it. I mean, just tyre wear got to me and maggots and Beckett's, and I went around. Lucky with a safety car after that though, and caught back up. Made my way through the pack after sitting behind. My hards were in like 75% at the end of the race, so not much I could have done there. But yeah, just it was a nice clean battle. When at the first like 5 laps with Frosty and Zonix as well were really nice. Just in that battle with them, and even with drifts at the end as well, it was nice and clean. I could have had him, but his lag, it looked like he was going to straight line me, so I had to move.
Yeah, I mean, it was just a bit of a wheel bumping finish, but nothing that can really be penalised. Obviously, great result in P3, and yeah, congrats, mate. And J-Man, do you want to take drifts?
Yes. Kia, great race from you today, P2, and you were absolutely on fire towards the end of that race. That pace was on par with the lead as well. Do you think with a few more laps you would have had a chance there to battle for the lead?
Honestly, I think I could have, but probably not. I mean, I had what, 60% use softs? I doubt it, honestly, to be honest.
Yeah, just talk us through your race as a whole as well. Obviously, started a bit lower than what you would have been wanting, but yeah, just managed to get through the field quite nicely there.
Yeah, well, I had that 5-place grid penalty with Hudson, which don't ask me how I got that, but I just did. Overall, I'd say I had a good recovery race, so yeah.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. Well done on the P2, well deserved, and I'll pass it back to you for the race winner, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so Hudman, obviously you've had technical difficulty, so I hope your mic works today. But mate, P1, and you just looked quite comfortable out there at the front. After a couple of moments, you somehow just ended up in a position where you were just in your element, really, and you were getting caught a little bit at the end. But was it just pace management, and also just walk us through your race?
Phoenix is among Graham.
No. Okay, anyway. Hudman?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry. Sorry about that. No, I was pretty happy with that. I didn't really expect to get a win. Yeah, I don't know. I just tried to conserve a little bit in that last stint. I just let Milan go through because I knew he was going to get a bit faster in the end. Then, obviously, he had that little mistake, so that cost him and kind of gave me the win. But yeah, I don't know. I was a bit surprised getting that win. But yeah, it was a fun race. I liked it.
Yeah, so was there any talking points for you in that race, or was it just cruisy?
Oh, maybe like the start, battling with Milan and Sparks and just trying to get my way up the order, but other than that, it was a pretty cool race. I'd just like to say before I end my interview, I want to dedicate this win to Viper, because he's kind of retired now, in a way, so I'll dedicate that one to him, because why not?
Yep, so great result for you, and obviously for the team, MX will still be happy once more that he signed you, and
100%.
yeah, great race, mate, and look forward to interviewing you a couple more times this season. I think it'll be a bit of a regular occurrence, hopefully not to curse you or anything. So that's a great result from you, and as I said, for your team, and thank you for the interview. Jamin, do you have any questions for him, or is that all?
No, that's about all. I think you've covered it beautifully, and yeah, it was another fantastic race, and extending of the championship lead as well.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Yep, you too. Alrighty, so that is going to be the end of your Tier 2 action for the night.